Fog Entertainment back again with another movie review, and it is 2023, so how fitting to look at a movie that's exactly 20 years old. Even though it probably wasn't released to the day on the 4th of January, I don't give a fuck, I'm doing what I want here. And we've got a movie review with holes, because of course everyone read the book in school. They did, Amy, didn't they?
They did, Stephen.
I read the book, you read the book.
We all read the book.
I mean, most people touch themselves about books are great, but I actually think this is definitely one of the cases where the movie is clear of the book. I feel like this movie couldn't have been done more better, in my opinion.
10.
Well, it's not a 10 out of 10 movie, but in terms of what I liked about it, before we get into the actual plot, I feel like everything at the camp was good, but see his family and his dad getting shoes to not smell, I couldn't care about that. That was filler. Definition of filler. Stanley's probably glad he got framed so he didn't have to sit in that house that reeked of Reebok and smelly socks and all that shite. Living with... Imagine having to live with your dad, your mum, and the granda that's also named after you and your dad.
I know.
With socks and shoes hanging everywhere.
Yeah, some Bally Bean stuff there.
Bally Bean. Costa del Bally Bean. But aye, the police basically catch him with the shoes that belong to a basketball player or something. Alright, they take him home, and then when they see the shoes all hanging up, how convenient, Stanley. Stanley's hoovered these sneakers like he hoovered the rest of these, and then they're like, you're going to Camp Green Day, or whatever. Is it called Camp Green Day? Green Lake. And what I like about this, you think it's just going to be about child slavery, which I like. Of course we like child slavery.
Of course we do.
I like child slavery, man. But it turns out they're actually looking for treasure here. The kids don't know that, but the warden, we've got Sigourney Weaver. She's in like literally every movie I watch these days. Of course, known for Alien. And that's probably about it. But you know, she's
Avatar.
Is she in the new Avatars?
Yes.
Oh, she doesn't die in the first one.
No,
Spoiler.
she did die.
And she comes back?
She acts as her kid.
In the second one?
Mm-hmm.
You just spoiled the first one?
No.
So she dies in the second one?
No, she dies in the first one. You saw her die.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, you did.
She was shot. There was no funeral.
I'm getting confused now. You're confusing me. She is in the second one, but I'm just not going to say anymore.
You're not going to say anymore, right? But, you know, Stanley, he can't fit in at this camp initially because, you can't dig with that shovel. That's the wee man's shovel, so he's to do less work.
That's right.
And then it's like, have you found anything that the warden
We
likes?
all have a big shovel.
We do.
Bigger hole.
It's a nice wee movie name, isn't it?
It is.
But the thing I don't get about it, right? Why is the holes being dug? I'll tell you why they're being dug, because we're looking for treasure. Is that why they're being dug?
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for it, and Cero, I believe Cero shows up like within a couple of weeks after he appears.
Literally, like, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like these two that like form a relationship. And we're looking at the cast here on Google, and they all look old. I know it was 20 years ago, like, but these guys are probably what, mid-30s or something.
Like, look at Rick Fox. Look at his teeth.
Where's Rick Fox? Who's he? Who was he in it?
That was the owner of the shoes. Clyde Livingston.
Fucking
shoes.
hell, what happened to him?
I know.
I don't know what happened to him, but we get flashbacks basically showing that how Stanley Yelnats is great, whatever, in Latvia. I didn't get this, right, because he basically stole a pig to beef it up to give to this guy to get his daughter, but he was competing against this other fat guy, and she couldn't choose between them. See, back in the day, I know...
Is he dead?
He might be, that's why it's blacked out, but why was this guy's daughter not able to choose between the guys?
She's a dumb cunt, that's why.
No, but is that the way it was back in the day?
Yeah, father the pig.
Yeah, I know the father chooses, right, and the pig, blah, 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 but at the end of the day, she had the choice. Would she really been like, I want that fat guy who probably can't see his dick, or does she want
But she's not thinking like that, they're trying to show how dumb she is.
Did they want the stallion who's 20 odds with the big rod? Yeah, I know she...
Steve.
You pick Stevie, she picks Nabday, and then Stanley's like, you know what, you can keep the pig, you can shove it up your fucking arse, you stupid whore. And then he's like, right, that's me away. He goes to America, but what did he do, Amy? What did he forget to do?
Take Madame Zeroni up the mountain.
And Madame Zeroni did not get up the mountain, and it turns out Cero is a late descendant of her. Cero fucks off for Camp Green Lake. Stanley chases after him, gets him, they manage to survive. Again, I don't know, it's like, you're reading the books, it's funny when you read the books, you imagine stuff in your head, what it looks like. And it is kind of cool to see it play out
Yes, sir.
on the big screen. Yes, sir. Yes, sironi. As Stanley would say. Did he say that once? He probably didn't. But they return, they get the treasure, but then the warden and the guy with the cowboy hat, Marlon, I believe his name is. The
Mr.
cat.
Sir.
That's Mr. You, sir to you, big man. Racial equality here at the camp. And then they dig it up. Oh no, all these deadly lizards are here. What the lizards gonna do?
Yellow spotted lizard.
Yeah, a spot of lizards. Brother, testify. But yeah, they're not biting Saroni and Stanley, and then when she starts basically saying that Stanley's family are wasters and he's a waster, that's when he loses the plot. He's like, listen here, Sigourney Weaver, Alien was fucking pish. Avatar's no that much better, mate. And this movie probably didn't want the box office and all three of them combined. And then she's like, did you know Avatar made like 400 billion at the box office? That sits Stanley down. He pulls his pants down. She spanks him. End of the movie, essentially. They get the treasure. Then they're like, well, the name on it actually says Stanley. Stanley McMahon. And then the warden is shafted. But then he manages to do a side deal where he gets Zero out as well, which is all good. Then Zero reveals, I'm the man who stole the trainers and threw them off the bridge, Stanley. It was my fault, Poppy. Poppy, happily ever after. His dad then creates trainers that don't stink or, like, whatever. What was he doing?
The cure is get rid of foot odor. The cure was peaches and onions because Sam's onions and kissing Kate Barlow's peaches.
That's all good, right? But
It's just trying to link it all up together.
yeah, I know, it's trying to link it all up together, right? But see, instead of that, to cure foot odor, ever heard of spraying it with deodorant?
Yeah, no, but he wants something bigger.
Well, if he wants something bigger, he can give Big Daddy Cool a call. But anyway, guys, that's it for your Holes review. I liked it. For like a kid's Disney movie, it was pretty... I wouldn't say it was extreme.
I think it was amazing.
But in terms of like...
8.
Yeah, like in terms of like a PG movie, like it didn't feel like it. It felt more like a thriller,
Yeah.
so to speak. So I'm going to give it a... If you're giving it an 8...
I give it a 9, actually. I'm trying to think what could I put in there to make it better, and I'm not thinking of much. 9, I give it.
I think an 8's about fair, so I'll give it a 7 to average it at an 8.
Okay.
That's fair enough, guys. But anyway, leave your thoughts down below. That's it here for Fog Entertainment, and until next time, peace.